right? So it's all information, okay? So in this case, at the end of this video, they flash a scorpion in the sky, and you're like, a scorpion? What does a scorpion have to do with any of this? And that's pretty much the end of the video after that, okay? Well, what's interesting is, and again, this is just information. This is just information. We're trying to glean information and understanding that there is a moon, the full moon's lunar eclipse that we know in May 16th happened in Scorpio. Okay, that took place in Scorpio. So that's significant and interesting. Like, oh, okay, all right. So that blood moon that was like this big blood moon, none other like it. 100 before and 100 after, they're equidistant from each other, you know, just stands out like a sore thumb. Like, this is on Passover, pointing what seems to be the true Passover based on the sun being in Aries and so forth, and the harvest and all that. And the moon just happens to be in Scorpio. Okay, interesting. Okay, just take it as just information, right? It's just information. Okay, so then you look, well, gee, when is the sun in Scorpio? Okay, well, is this the sun is in Scorpio from October 23rd to November 22nd. Okay, interesting. So we had the moon in Scorpio during the Passover blood moon, and now the sun is in Scorpio from October 23rd to November 22nd. Okay, take that in. Let's look over here at some dates a little bit so we can understand this better. Okay, so October 23rd to November 22nd is exactly 30 days. Okay. Well, what if we went right to the midst of that time, in the midst, out of the midst? And we're going to look at more about this out of the midst. It's very interesting. So right in smack in the middle of the Scorpion sign, right in the middle of that time, you add 15 days, right? Because that's in the middle of 30. It takes you to November 7th. Well, what is happening on November 7th? But we have the next full blood moon is happening on November 7th through the 8th. Okay, so we had the first blood moon. That happened when the moon was in Scorpio. Now we're looking at the actual sign of Scorpio, and the next blood moon is happening literally smack dab in the middle of that sign, in the middle of Scorpio, the Scorpion. Okay, that's intriguing. Right in the midst, right in the middle. Kind of intriguing. So we've got these kind of two marker points of these blood moons. You got a blood moon on one side and a blood moon at the other side. And they seem to be signifying a specific time period that's significant. Okay, let's keep looking here. So a lot of in the midst, in the middle is the Scorpion. In the middle was a blood moon of the month, right? It was in the middle of the month. Oh, I guess I did have it open here. In the middle of the month, okay. In the midst of the week, right? Jesus was crucified in the middle of the month. So Jesus crucified, right, on May, let's just say, looking at this current calendar, obviously it was a different lineup, same time of the month, but just a different, you know what I'm saying. May of 2022, okay? So assuming that this is correct, that the first blood moon, this amazing blood moon that was 3.5 hours long, okay, that's half. That's also in the middle of the week, 3.5, because that's middle of 7, right? So the blood moon that's 3.5 hours long, that's literally the Passover took place in the middle of the week. Jesus was crucified. He was cut off. In the middle of the month, okay? So that's the 14th, which is in the middle of the 30-day month, okay? Okay. All right, hang in there with me. Let's keep going here. Man, guys, this is fun stuff. This is exciting stuff. I wish more people would take the time to understand this stuff because it's so awesome. You right there. So, and if you are watching and you haven't subscribed, I know about 50% of people who watch these videos haven't subscribed yet, so please subscribe. We're trying to reach 100 new subscribers this month. So thanks so much for helping out. But you are the special 20. But think about this, okay? I read this to you last time about this guy being revealed in the midst, the Antichrist, okay? And let's take a look here. Let me show you. Where is it? Hold on a second. See that? Out of the midst? Okay. Out of the midst. That's verse 7 and 8. But if you go to the actual 7 and 8, it's not there. Only he who now letteth will be taken out of the way, then the wicked will be revealed. But it doesn't say anything about out of the midst, and same thing in the NIV. So I think you get the gist of that. But let me go back to here now that I showed you that. So, but when I went through it, I also caught that out of the midst, and I caught some other interesting things here too. So check this out. Here in this paragraph here is what I'm reading. Okay, I'm reading basically the bold words, the words that I've bolded, because I've chosen words, of all the word options, I've chosen the words that seem to maybe fit the best. It says, the indeed mystery already at work, the lawlessness, the restraining owner, now until out from the midst, or out from among, or the midst, or the middle, comes into being, or born. Okay, so it didn't say that either, right? In the scriptures, it didn't say. It does talk about something. Let's see, what did it say? It says something about he'll be revealed. But see, it doesn't say anything about him being. But if I go back to or being born, so it doesn't have out of the midst. It doesn't have him being born, right? But that's what's in the original text. And here, this is KJV, guys. So I know everybody goes, well, you got to read the KJV. It's like, well, guess what, guys? It's not in the KJV, okay? Out of the midst is not there, and him being born out of the midst is not there either. Now, it is when you go to the actual interlinear, which is what I got here, of the actual ancient Greek. It does say that he might be. It doesn't say born, though, but it's genitai. Genitai. Well, genitai is like Genesis. Genesis is a birth, is a new beginning, is the beginning, the creation of something. Right? So that's really what it ought to be. Okay, let me go back over here. Excuse me. So if you go back here to the translation that the Lord led me to find, it says out from the midst, out of the midst, or the middle. I just like that word midst, but middle is basically what that means. Comes into being or is born, and then will be revealed. That being creature. Okay, remember I told you about that? I found the being creature in there too, which is very interesting. All right, well, check this out. If you notice there, that word is also being or creature. Okay, being creature. So yes, it could be the, but it can also be as a noun. That's as an article, it's the. But as a noun, it's being or creature. Which seems to me to make a lot more sense, because you don't need all these thes here. There's like two thes that are kind of on awkward places. But it says, and then will be revealed the being creature, or the lawless creature, whom that creature, you say whom, because whom can also mean, this one can also mean that, or which. I won't show you all that right now, but anyway, you get the idea. You can trust me on that, or go back and look at it for yourself. But it says, which the creature, the Lord Jesus will slay with the breath of his mouth. Again, this word the here is actually, can also be creature, being or creature. So I thought that was really interesting too, because it is. All right. Look at this. Let me go back here. All right. And so he says, out of our midst comes into being, will be born, and then will be revealed that being creature, lawless, whom the Lord Jesus will slay with his mouth. And really, you could argue, says, will be born the creature, who will be revealed, that being creature that the lawless was. He says creature twice in there, that the Lord Jesus will slay with his mouth. Okay, so basically, this Antichrist is going to be born out of the midst, or in the midst, or in the middle. Okay, well, let's keep looking here. Guys, this may be telling us who the Antichrist is. Strong may, because I'm not declaring to know, but check this out. All right, so we're looking here, right, at these two blood moons that are in the midst, that we're in the midst of right now. Okay, and I took a look. I said, okay, well, let me put in this blood moon that was 5/15/22, and let's go to the end of the year. Well, by end of year, I don't mean our Gregorian year. I mean the end of the current calendar for the Jews, right? Before 5783 begins. And just a reminder, on 5783, let's see here. right here, the calculator. Okay, so 5. Okay, we're in the year 5, 7, 82, which to the Jews, which when added together is 22. Right? So we're in the year 5782 to the Jews, or 2022 to us, and it just happens to add up to 22. Well, the Jews became a nation in 1948, and they also are reaching their fulfillment in 22. So there's 22 again. And what's interesting too is 5782, if you divide that by 7, and that's how you figure out, if you're in a Shemitah year, you divide by 7 to know where all the Sabbath years fall, is 826. Well, we know 26 is God's number and 8 is Christ's number. Okay. I think there was one other I want to show you here. Well, and then also if you divide, I think there's another way you can get like the half year, the middle, the midst. Okay. Anyway, the point is it's 5782 is the year that we're in right now. But that year is going to end at Rosh Hashanah. Okay. According to the Jews. Then they go into 5783. That's when 5783 begins. In fact, if I were to put this calendar right here, this Jewish calendar, I go to settings and I put in, I'm going to do the Israel, show the Hebrew dates, or the Hebrew year. It's the Hebrew year. And I create the calendar that way, just to show you this. It loads September 2021.